The 2017 BMW M4, without question, one of the best balances between high performance and luxury in coupe form on the market today, and I have it for you right now on this latest episode of Car Buzz Unboxing Reviews. I'm Jay, and I want to thank Nilo BMW, which is part of the Nilo company, for letting us come on down and film for you today. So, the BMW M4 coupe, specifically, this is, like I said, the hardtop coupe. There is also a convertible version. Now, the M4, the first generation, which is what we're still in here, was just launched in 2015. And it is essentially the two-door or the convertible version of the acclaimed BMW M3 sedan. All BMW did was split the M3 and M4 into sedan and coupe/convertible versions. Now, if anybody knows this out there, there is also the 4 Series Grand Coupe, which is just like the BMW 6 Series Grand Coupe. It's sort of that 4-door coupe styling, but you can't get the 4 Series Grand Coupe as an M high-performance model that you see here. And just like with any BMW M model, the moment you step inside, it is special. This is outright luxury, and there are no fake components here. Like, that is all real carbon fiber you're looking at right there. All that's carbon fiber trim. It's not plastic trim with, say, diagonal lines going through it. No, this is the real deal. And when I get more to pricing, you better expect for this to be the real deal when you find out when BMW asks you to pay for something like this. But just look at it from the outside here. It's a little understated, but it's still aggressive looking. I'll get to more of the exterior details shortly. But let's take a look at this interior design. Now, this is what they call the black extended merino leather. Costs an extra $950. Get used to the extra tack-on packages here. It's going to get pretty expensive from here, folks. Let me tell you. Now, you also get standard carbon fiber interior trim with the black chrome highlight, 14-way power front M Sport seats with 4-way lumbar, a Harman Kardon surround sound system, 3-spoke M Sport steering wheel, dual zone automatic climate control, the latest version of iDrive, ambient lighting, anthracite headliner, and a power rear sunshade. Now, that power rear sunshade, that alone is $350 extra. Now, this car is also equipped with the $3,900 executive package. What does that get you? Heated steering wheel, rear view camera, retractable headlight washers, park distance control, a head-up display, which is basically a full-color M-specific display showing your speed, selected gear, and rev counter, as well as wireless charging. Now, take a look at the on the front seats here, the M emblem badge. You're going to see plenty of those badges throughout this car. And yeah, the rear seat here, it's small, but you're going for a coupe, so what can you expect? If you need more rear seat space, you go for the M3 sedan. It's that simple. And it's maybe a little hard for you just to see on your screen here, and I really encourage you to go down to a BMW dealership sometime and check out one of these M4s, or the M3 for that matter, and just take note of all the attention to detail that BMW paid to this car, just in the door trim. It's just such a cool car. I love the steering wheel design, that unique BMW M 3-spoke design there. And the overall dash display, it's very simple. It's well laid out, very straightforward. There's another M emblem there right on the gear shift lever. And I'll talk more about the engine and transmission later on in this review. Oh man, that steering wheel, it's just so cool. I think this sometimes the standard BMW steering wheel. This is just my personal opinion. It's just a little chunky, but this one here is just spot on. Okay. What is this here? This is the rotary dial that controls the iDrive infotainment system up on the screen above the central dashboard, which is right here. Now, this is iDrive 5.0, as I mentioned earlier, and iDrive first came out way back in 2001, and I remember that first generation iDrive. It was just insanely complicated. It was confusing. The system worked, but it was so new at the time. The technology itself and the way BMW was thinking so further ahead in terms of infotainment systems, no one was ready for it, and so no one could really figure it out. But today, infotainment systems are everywhere, and I got to congratulate BMW because iDrive 5.0 is spectacular. Look at the screen. It is clear. It's this LCD screen. Everything is easy to find and figure out. It's very intuitive and logical. So this is the, obviously, the lower part of the dashboard here. You also have the dual zone automatic climate control that you you can control right here. Now, I've mentioned this issue, I believe, with my unboxing review of the BMW X3 crossover, or SAV, Sport Activity Vehicle in BMW speak. Look, I think BMW dashboards, they're nice, they're well laid out, but there's just too many buttons. And I think anyone who has owned or currently owns a BMW might sort of agree with me on this, and it can be a little intimidating, and you really do have to read the owner's manual to figure everything out. But I just kind of keep wondering whether it's possible for BMW designers to simplify these dashboards just to unclutter them a little bit. And this is the gear shift lever that partially controls the 7-speed dual clutch transmission. And like I said earlier, I'll get to that in a few more minutes. Plenty of storage space here, center console storage, glove box storage. I mean, look, you got to remember, the M4, in addition to just being a spectacular performance, or rather high performance coupe, it is also a luxury coupe too. So you're going everywhere in style and absolute comfort. I mean, these seats, for an example, they're just so comfortable, so supportive. Now, this car is also equipped with the $1,700 driver assistance package. So what does that get you? Active blind spot detection, active driving assistant, and side and top view cameras. And speaking of safety, what is standard? Well, you have the drivers and front passenger airbags, front seat side impact airbags, four-wheel ventilated ABS brakes with dynamic brake control, dynamic stability control with brake fade compensation. Everything that you would expect in a modern car is definitely here in terms of safety. There's that $350 rear sunshade. I don't know. You tell me if that's worth $350 extra. And this is what I love about the steering wheel. It's just so nice to grip. It's just so easy. This is a performance steering wheel, and of course, it's covered in leather and it's heated. And here is that head-up display. Also very, very clear. And it is very, very easy for a driver of any height to find the ideal seating position. You got to remember, BMW, it is the ultimate driving machine. BMW is all about the driver. Even the dashboard, it may be hard to tell from this angle, it is slightly angled towards the driver. And that right there is a BMW design trait that it has long had. So how does the M4 drive? Well, it does have the adaptive M suspension as well as several driving modes. And you have efficient, comfort, sport, and sport plus the M dynamic. Now, the stability control button at the top of the 4-button stack is there for a reason. Now, one tap of it disables traction control, and pressing and holding the button for a few seconds engages the M dynamic mode. And that, well, it eliminates virtually all the stability control assistance. Bottom line, M dynamic mode should really be used only for the track if you don't want to have an accident. Now, just to give you an idea how small these rear seats are, yeah, it's a tight squeeze. Yeah, adults can get back there, but it is a form of punishment. It's best left for children, the rear seat, or just groceries. Now, this is something kind of interesting here. This is just a standard rear vents for the heating and air. I would have really liked to have seen tri-zone automatic climate control instead of just the dual zone. Again, this is the BMW M4 here. It should have something like that. I like it how you can also just use the sensor and just kick right underneath the car and then open up the rear trunk where you have 11 cubic feet of cargo space, and combined with the 60/40 split folding rear seats, it increases. So it's a very usable storage car as well for daily driving, weekend trips, suitcases, you name it. But again, you need more interior space, go for the M3 sedan. That's why it exists. Yep, and here are those rear seats folded flat. In many ways, I just think it's better off this way. Just increase your cargo trunk space much, much more. Now, another thing that I really didn't like when I was looking over the window sticker of this M4, and this goes for all M4s, is that if you want Apple CarPlay, that is not a standard feature. You got to pay $300 more for that. And that was something I also noticed in the Porsche Cayenne. I don't think it should be optional. It should be standard at this point. So what do we got under the hood here? This is the twin turbocharged 3-liter inline 6 with 425 horsepower at 7,300 RPM and 406 pound-feet of torque at 1,850 RPM. Power goes to the rear wheels through that 7-speed dual clutch transmission. That is actually a $2,900 extra option. The M4 comes standard with a 6-speed manual, which is just so cool. In fact, the head of BMW's M division, Frank Van Meel, told me at the Detroit Auto Show last month that it's because of American enthusiasts that BMW M is keeping the manual available in its cars. But let's listen to this engine here. Alright, performance. Try 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds, 0 to 100, 8.7 seconds, and a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Now, that is electronically limited. Now, I want to bring this up. If you go for the optional competition package, that costs $4,750, but I really think it's worth it, and it's a shame that this particular M4 does not have it. 0 to 60 time drops to 3.8 seconds. And basically, the competition package, it just offers enhanced performance, dynamics, and some styling upgrades, such as the Shadowline exterior trim. And the horsepower also goes up from 425 ponies to 444. And you also get the 20-inch forged alloy star spoke wheels. Now, this one right here, it has the 19-inch black wheels. These also cost $1,200 extra. Oh, I don't love these quad exhaust pipes here. You heard it when the engine was going. It just sounds so good. Now, the car itself is painted secure orange metallic. This exterior paint costs an extra $700. What I also really appreciate is the fact that BMW M engineers were paying a lot of attention to weight reduction. For an example, the engine brakes, truck lid, and the roof are all made of carbon fiber reinforced plastic, just specifically to shed pounds. Now, total fuel economy here, well, it's only okay. 17 miles per gallon in the city, 24 on the highway, and a combined 19. The car weighs just under 3,600 pounds, which is kind of heavy, but then again, they used a lot of that carbon fiber that I mentioned to try to get this weight down as much as possible. Now, this car is also equipped with the $1,900 lighting package. What does that get you? Adaptive full LED lights, the automatic high beams. But then there's a few other things with the exterior that it's like, wow, you're really charging for that? For an example, the black kidney grills that you saw up front, those cost an extra $430. The black side grills, $240. And the LED door projector, $175. So, as I mentioned here, the add-ons, the packages, it just gets so expensive. Speaking of which, pricing, well, the base price for 2017 BMW M4 is $66,200. Now, our car, with all the extra features that I've been mentioning, plus a $995 destination fee, grand total, $80,680 for this car right here, and yet it still does not have that $4,750 M or the competition package, or the $8,150 carbon ceramic brakes. So do the math, and you're well above 90 grand for an M4 for something that originally has a base price of $66,000. Wow. The competition, Cadillac ATS-V coupe, the Mercedes-AMG C63 coupe, the Lexus RCF, as well as the upcoming Alfa Romeo Sprint QV. Now, that will be probably coming out at the Geneva Motor Show in just a few weeks' time. So I'll get to that unboxing review hopefully very soon as well. All right, so what do I like here? Well, I really respect BMW's commitment to weight saving, specifically that carbon fiber roof, the drive shaft, and the trunk lid. And overall, there's just this great balance between performance and luxury. The interior is very comfortable, and it's just a nice place to be. For example, the front seats are just wonderfully supportive. Rear seats, not so much, but that's what the M3 is for. Yep, that is a carbon fiber roof. Just so cool. Now, what don't I like? Again, $300 for Apple CarPlay? That's standard in so many new Kias now today. Really, BMW, come on. And you really ought to spend the extra $4,750 for the competition package in order to experience the M4's full potential. Yeah, I know it's an extra almost $5,000, but I think it's worth it. Even though you might be paying for some other extras, but I would try to make room in your budget for that competition package. Also, this car, it's just not very fuel efficient and it requires premium fuel. But then again, if you're willing to spend, I don't know, $80,000, $90,000 for an M4, I really don't think premium fuel is much of a concern to you. And if you really want them, but I don't think they're entirely necessary, the $8,150 carbon ceramic brakes, I don't like the fact that they're so expensive. I know they can be a little less. For an example, on the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, I recently drove. The carbon ceramic brakes on that car were $5,500. I don't know why they cost an extra $8,000, or their total of $8,000 here. But I'm just about out of time for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Any more questions for me, just leave them in the comments section below. Any suggestions for future unboxing reviews, also leave those for me in the comments.